Guys, welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Week 9 of CWL recap saw Aussie Addicts take on Reddit Ace. You see there a 4-star victory, only 1.5% difference as well. So not a huge amount on the percentage, mainly the Star War difference. And you can see there 2 Town Hall 11s left on 1 star. That was one of the points. There was a dip fail on Reddit Ace's side, and AA managed to get one 10v10 from Mr. Sir David. First war, he's actually done a Town Hall 9 open for himself and managed to pull through with the goods. So let's have a look at some of the statistics. Good war overall for our guys. Our 9s did well. The meat behind it, you see all attacks used, of course. The meat behind it was basically the Town Hall 9s doing well, giving us 8 opens to 4. Reddit Ace did get 4 opens as well. Both teams had 2 hit downs. I mentioned the 10v10. It was 10 fresh hit 9 versus 9s to 9. So Aussie Addicts just got the end of there. Really, it came down to as well. Town Hall 10s it took us 11 attacks to clear the 3 bases, whereas it took Reddit Ace 15 attacks. They chewed through the attacks, only managed to get 1 down. Only a couple of 3 stars on our behalf, 6-star wars, I should say, on our Town Hall 9s. So what that meant was it was very well spread out across the board. No real huge stars there, Dan and Dwee getting the 6-packs. And we look at defences, so you see 4, 7, 4 on the Town Hall 11s. Their 11s hit really early, taking mostly fresh hit 3 stars bar 1 fail. So early on the board, you see their number 4, 94%. I don't know whether it's a bully tactic or not, but didn't pay off. Getting that fail early means it put them behind the ball. So a lot of hits on enemy. Actually, no, this is our defence. You see 3 Town Hall 9s with 4 defends on them. So well done to those. That managed to mean they didn't get the complete amount of opens they were looking for. There was a couple of 6-packs, I think Fring and Where's My BK on the Town Hall 9 side for Reddit Ace. So well done, guys. And for defences, there was only really 2 bases that held AA up. One there being Master Heinrich, and there was another one there with 3 on it. So the one with that 6 defends, disappointing. I don't think it need to happen like that, but we go through those. Every team has their bad bases they attack sometimes. So definitely well done, good war. Really good to organise with Reddit Ace. We didn't spend the amount of time that it takes sometimes to get these wars coordinated with an Australian versus American time zone. So it was really good. So let's get straight into it. We see Sir David taking on King, kind of a big deal. He went in with a kill squad followed by dragons, and you can see there Gollum going in at the mortar. That's drawing the clan castle. These guys, they ran a lot of varied CCs, some running on the baby dragons on the Town Hall 10s, and there was a couple of Town Hall 10 Tesla farms. Different strategies, different things here. We thought this base would go down pretty easy, and Sir David came through with the goods, definitely. What was funny though was watching, he pops Jimmy Bob there, rage, just the one Golem tank it was, but the Queen runs around and says, yeah, nah, that's not happening, and caused a bit of an upset because she would have obviously gone in and ripped through that base. Jimmy Bob was still going there, and you see he still had a shitload of life, so King and Queen together, they would have absolutely wrecked it. But you can see there the Queen, she's doing a bit of damage on that Inferno, and she actually ends up running around the base and just picking up damage, ends up dying to little bombs. So you see there, she tricks them on the way past, and they give her a bit of a slap and tickle on the way past, and just enough to work it down, and a mortar gets us. So you see there, had 4 loons in the bag with haste, a little bit slow on that. One of the spotters called that for him, so brought him back. He wasn't sure whether he was going to go for a high percentage 2-star at that stage, but definitely went for the 3. So the dragons worked their way around. The Queen, like I said, she succumbed down to that mortar fire and the little bombs. And the dragons taking their sweet old time around the outside to come in there. So definitely well done. You see 2 full dragons there. So very good raid, Sir David. Tier 3 base. Excellent work. So it's good to see these Town Hall 10s coming through, so it's not all put on one person anymore. It's definitely lots of people. Let's have a look at some Town Hall 9s. We're going to get into Dan doing a Queen walk with hogs using the max level CC healers. It's definitely something I do love. This is one of my 9s. Love me some max healers. They do manage to get your Queen through, and you're going to definitely see in this raid here the effect of those max healers. So the Queen, she's going to be taking on the enemy King early. There was a corner Tesla. They did run quite a few corner trolls. Didn't really put the raids off unless people didn't spot them to be able to get them killed. So pops a rage early, running a double rage combo. You can see their ground converted Archer Tower, which pushes that Queen absolutely. So Jimmy Bob's running there with a few surgical hogs just to get around the outside there. Worked well, and the hogs triggered through. So you see only 2 heals on the hogs. So you've got to be very careful that not to overuse the heals early, because you're going to be getting a lot of outside bombs. So some overlapping heals there to get through that expo though. Needed to get that expo down, definitely. And you can see that Queen there. She is just holding on for dear life. Came very close. That wizard on that Tesla was a good spot. And you can see now, going to come into that Archer Tower. Only got the 2 healers left. And that's the 1+1. So 1 max healer, 1 non-max healer, keeping that Queen alive. Normally you would drop down with the 2 defences. Of course, as your heroes take that 50% heal buff nerf, you would call it, I guess. But good fun raid there. That was fresh hit, of course. All the raids are going to be showing are going to be fresh hits. Let's have a look at number 19. Love this raid. Dennis comes up with the Dragon Raids and goes in with a 3+1 combo on the Lightning and gets some great use out of his heroes, followed by Dragons and Lava. You see there all 4 defences gone, so a good key defence gone. Now what was weird about this was he split his heroes up, and Dennis doesn't normally do that, normally values both healers. I'm curious as to what would happen if he had to run his Queen going into this direction and Jimmy Bob running past this side to tank for those cannons. Maybe he was worried about drawing the clan castle, which can be a lot of the problem with this combo. So I guess looking at that clan castle, the way it's positioned is he probably didn't want to run Jimmy down there, because that would draw the clan castle and give him nothing. So the Queen, she was always going to get that one by herself. So Jimmy does a shitload of tanking. I think he only had 6 big boy dragons going in there. At least Jimmy's going to get a Tesla as well. Great use of those hounds to drag through that base there to pick up any traps to keep them off the dragons. And you can see now there was another corner Tesla on this base here. Dragon's just going through surgical with his loons. 1 hound popped, 1 hound on about 30%, I think it was. There you go, 30%. But everything coming down, 4 dragons left. Absolutely smashed that base. Great read, Dennis. Really good to see. Let's go and have a look at our next one. What are we going to? The next base, number 20. Old Kimmy. So this is Judd. He had a couple of Town Hall 9s in this war. Walked away with a nice fresh 3 here. Went in with a Golar loon, I think it was. So you see 1 Golem from the top there. I did notice he did another 3-star with Sneaky, and he used the max Golem from the clan castle. Now, keeping in mind, Golems get 3 level upgrades coming out of a clan castle. So that's an additional, I think, 1,300 hit points on your tank. So sometimes I think you're going to see them used a little bit more. Now we're seeing things, you can get bigger Valks, you can get bigger healers, bigger Golems, bigger hounds from 2 levels. So it's really interesting, Town Hall 9s, every time they bring out these game updates, you know, the bigger bases are getting bigger defences and bigger attacking units to match it, but it means it creates a little bit of a disparity where Town Hall 9 can then work out, okay, we'll use this to get this, and I don't know whether that's a long-term plan to get rid of Town Hall 9 and getting us all to 10 and 11, and then eventually 12 will come out one day. Really long drag on those hounds to get through that base there, but he did manage to eat 3 heat seekers with that first lava hound, and because he had that haste on those loons at the start there, meant he absolutely smashed it. Such huge value to get 3 baby dragons, and you can see now still had heaps of haste spells. Only about 12 to 15 loons there. So, pops that last hound on a defence. That was nice. Just enough minions to do the damage at the end there. And of course, those loons at the back end, getting the storages and all the loose shit. Missed the building, but had plenty of time in the bag. Got the 12 o'clock builder's hut. We did have one or two 99% heartbreakers this war. That was, as always, a heartbreaker. Going to go to 21 next, I think it is. And this is Kiwi Sarge, the old token Kiwi. Hey, Nanda. So, what have we got here? He's good at doing these. Goes in with a haste loon set to draw anything air in the clan castle. Hello, it's a free draw clan castle, and it's got no air units in it, so you know it's a hound. So he pops his heroes down the bottom here. There's 2 air defences. You can see both those air defences. Jimmy running as an offset tank just to get those mortars and then run into that cannon. Very well placed on that. Extra couple of wizards there just to help push both the defences and Jimmy into the right direction that he wants. What's he doing? Oh, look at that wizard. That wizard is going to be what saves the queen turning into that. Is she going to go? She's going to go. Look at that. Perfect. So really, really good spot on that wizard to get that down. Otherwise, queen, she might have walked away and given it that third air defence free. So Jimmy dies a horrible death to defences, but he's done his job. Queen gets 2 air defences in the end. A lot of trash buildings, several extra defence buildings, so absolutely huge value. There's some tricky Teslas. You do see those cause errors in sometimes when you're trying to path in golems and stuff like that. So some nice fresh concepts in the bases from Reddit, but 10 fresh hits we managed to do quite well with our hits these wars. And you see a dirty great big pile of loons there. I think there's 2 alive hounds. Good amount of DPS to clear the trash buildings at the end there. So great raid there. Kiwi. I think he had one of the 99% heartbreakers. Mr. Builder's Heart. Tisk tisk. Especially when you get 99% fresh, it's like, oh shit. What are we going to look at now? 25. Got quite a few 9s to show this week. Just impressed with the guys. You know, it's always hard to pick the 9s and where you're doing. So if I can get a few different raids, it's always nice to show them where I can. So you see here, Jon Snow coming in, Aussie, who's Jon Snow from Hyde Goons, I should say. Hyde Goons out of MLCW for the season. Actually joining up with Woot Woot. They're going to put in a bid to get into CWL Light next season. So that'll be very exciting for the Aussie Clan Alliance. And you see here, quite a wide funnel with these 2 golems. So it's a go hog raid. He's got extra hogs in his clan castle, but throws in 2 extra redheads. So 2 Valks going into the crew. I'm not sure if they're aimed as extra tanks, or lately I've noticed a lot of witch combinations within clan castles. So baby dragon, witch, wizards, archers, Valk. There's been a lot of witches, so maybe this is one of Jon Snow's adaptations to adding the Valks in. 16 unit spaces. Add that extra tank space. They've got 1,000 odd hit points each. So similar to what a giant has, but they're just going to make really good parts of that. And if you're throwing in a rage, which he didn't have, he took the 3 heals. And what was good was the kill squad did get the bomb tower as well as that double bomb there. Big Tesla farm. Queen, she's picking on the enemy tank and has absolutely nothing shooting at her at that point. So you see those hogs running through as 1 dirty great big pack. Now 3 whiz towers there, and oh my god, picked that giant bomb out, that double giant bomb there. That hill was immaculate. If he had been a little bit later, that would have been bacon. Definitely would have been bacon in the frying pan there. But I'm sure that's an old base. I'm fairly certain I've seen that before. So really well done there, Jon Snow. Good pick on that double giant bomb set. If it was a bigger set, maybe with little bombs in the middle, getting that extra push, that might have been enough to cause bacon, but it wasn't enough at that time. 1 more hit. Let's have a look at Muzzer. Did a hit before he went to the pub and got pissed. Old Muzz come up with a shattered Golar loon. Where do you attack from? Get some minions out at the start. 1 ground expo. You don't see too many ground expos these days, but you do see them every now and again, and it just kind of says, oh, I'm going to lava loon this base. So where are we? One golem going into the bomb tower. That's a 6-point spread, so I doubt he's going to go for a 6-point jump. We all know about the rage jump effect. Sometimes gives you that extra square. If you do it right, you can actually jump a 6-point. You put the jump on the third tile, but chooses to wall breaker in and then jump through the middle of the base. Jimmy runs in a little bit early, unfortunately, and loses 3 bowlers to a walk. Hound in the clan castle, so what's good is he's got 3 wizards there and the queen's ignoring the hound initially. The wizards do the job, so those 3 wizzies under rage absolutely smash through that hound. Jimmy Bob gets a rage, he goes into the enemy queen. Unfortunately, that queen looks like she got tagged by that cannon, which give it the shits. But just enough tanking for that queen. So you see there, really, really good funnel. That group managing to open up the queen there, going through the middle. And where are we? 3 Teslas in there with the 2 air defense. No, all 4 Teslas. Loon's coming through. So he is out of haste spell now. But because that is a ground expo there, definitely didn't push him. That could have been doing a lot more damage, popping that hound and stuff like that. But the hound pops in the end, and there's enough loons. And he did hold on to 2 loons. You see 2 loons in the bag there. So he's realised that he's got enough loons running in the same direction and splits those loons to clear some trash buildings. So very, very intelligent spot at the end there. So that's good to be doing raids before we go and get drunk at the pub, Muzz. Well done, mate. Good war, good war. Didn't open with his other attacks. So that puts us at 6-3 for the week. We have Predominance coming up next week. That's a big match for us. We need to win it to keep in the hunt to make finals. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, clash on.